Now, if you can look at this here, like we've got this from the better takeaway on whatever street it was in Lee, and don't say we're not doing you a favour here because we know everybody likes watching people eat food. Like, why are you watching Nick Avocado eat food? And you know, we always knew that he was going to pull it off because it was quite an inspiring idea, like that he was going to become like some fat man, like who's entertaining everybody, and then he's going to lose the weight. And like, wow, shout out to Nick Ricardo because everybody give him shit, but he's really pulled it off. Like the redemption. Now, Nick Ricardo, what you really need to do is do the mukbangs, but now start working out. Like, in all those people that didn't believe in you, you're now going to be like ripped. This is I'm really pushing the boat out here. Now, this place is called Fresco's where we got this, and you don't want to be going to Crunchies, like, because, you know, the burgers weren't as good. So if you want to be better Crunchies, then, like, you need to accept this criticism. Like, we're willing to promote your channel here, like your business, but every time we came in and said, like, we need a favor, like, Fresco's actually helped us. You know, we got, like, we went in and, like, they give us more than we even asked for once, and then we went in and said, well, we need some food because we've spent all our money on, like, Muay Thai lessons, and they thought, like, well, if you give us a review, like, we'll give you just this pizza. Like, we had it, and we hadn't ate anything all day, and wow, it was pretty good. Now, well, we had to carry this a bit wrong, but I'm not asked that it's a bit fucked up because it isn't really Fresco's fault. Like, we had a lot of stuff to carry. Now, if you really want to be, like, sensible, then you need to be not this, but, like, you know, sort of like wild meat and stuff like that. But, you know, it's payday and now it's open. So, wow. Like, this is the first thing I've had in 24 hours or however long it's been. You know, if you want to enjoy something, then you need to fucking wait for it. Like, now, this is a review here as well. A review of the food and the cigs, because we've got, like, some two types of Marlboro Gold here, a bit of a crap one, like, and the ones that you really want, but these ones, like, the government have made them, like, too expensive for fucking idiots like me to afford, so, like, some people have to buy these, like, so we're going to be trying them both, and we've already had them, but if we just said, like, wow, it was good, but we're not going to smoke them on camera, it's not really about that, is it? So anyway, like, I'm going to show you, like, that if you want to lose weight, you don't want to be going to Weight Watchers because they're going to tell you to eat pasta. Now, what you want to be doing is, like, just fucking, like, you want to be just using your common sense here. Like, look at this. Like, do I look like I'm fucking fat? Like, if you want to be a fat man, then that's fine, but just don't be, like, crying about it when you get some sort of illness because you've been, like, funneling down the chicken burgers. Anyway, we're going to eat this chicken burger, like, you know, before you say, like, why are you using we, like, well, you might think that I'm not real and, like, I'm, you know, I am Alan Watts, so you better check your legislation because if somebody can start, like, coming up with about 50 genders, then I can be Alan Watts, like, but I'm not, I'm Aidan Watts, so, you know, like, you better go and look at these, like, lectures I did at some point, like, you know, in the 60s, like, when everybody sort of misinterpreted the acid and thought it was about, like, sex and, not about. We better start enjoying this and stop being so taboo about it. But we forgot that it was about love and started doing it all casual. So we're gonna taste this chicken burger here, like skyscraper burger, pepperoni passion. Like we've really pushed the boat out here. Now this is really nice. Like it is pretty good. This. And when you say like, why's the two in one? Like, well, you need to entertain that there's like parts of yourself that are a bit different. So you might be able to sense some sort of pattern here. And if you're a fucking idiot, you might want to imitate this sort of thing, but you like, unless you understand what it even is, then you won't be able to do it. So, then we've got the chips here, like. Remember to keep your lips sealed, but sometimes life's about variety. So, Mike Mew, you're telling your daughter to do that all the time, but stop forcing her to do it. Like, we've seen the video where she was taking the piss out of you. Like, you mean like you need to consider that both your daughters like deserve the same treatment. Like, we like you, Mike, but you need to watch our videos, to be honest, because we've already figured this out. You don't need to lock yourself in a room and wonder why it's all asymmetrical, like, because the thing is like it's fairly common sense here. Like, look at this here. Like, my chest's not like quite even because the muscles are whatever. Like, I've said enough. Like, we're eating some chips. No, these are really nice. So you better go to Fresco's. Like, so if you're going down that street, you better go to Fresco's. But if there's this Mexican place as well. It's sort of tucked away. I can't remember exactly where it is, but they're really nice in there. The guy's nice, The staff, that's what it's all about. Like, the service. Now, you ought to be asking yourself some sort of question here, like, are you actually having fun in your life? Have you got like sort of aligned values? Like, what are you concerned about here? What do you want the car? Like, we better be getting the Jag, like, because as soon as we get that, we're gonna realise that it's just a piece of metal. Like, wow, we better be happy about this. Look, the point is it's all there to enjoy, right? This stuff. It's here for a reason, but it's not what it like. Do you know what it's about? Mockadian. So you better take that on board before you start fucking giving people shit up for nothing. Like, why are you doing that? Eh? And like, if you're watching this and any of this sort of makes sense, then like, why don't you just fucking like the button at the very least? Come on, man. Like, we don't look right. Do you think that like we even give a shit? Like, I don't care. I tell you what, if somebody gives me some money, I'll just give it to somebody else. Like, I don't care. Like, so if anybody wants to do me a favor, then I'm sure they'll reciprocate in some sort of way. Because I've been in a load of businesses saying, like, reality, it's about sacrifice, and they keep saying stuff about paper. Like, what's all this about? Like, I think you've been listening to somebody that doesn't even know what they're talking about. I bet you weren't expecting this, was you? Like, the thing is, right, if you listen to his lectures, right, a couple of years ago, he'll start telling you certain things like about dreams and like who you really are. And you'll start to realise that you're not shit. Like, so the idea that you're going to interpret this is like, wow, we better like sort of start worshipping this guy. Like, no, like I'm here eating a pizza. So, you know, like you better be turning up tomorrow if you're not rubbish. Like tomorrow, no. It's not. There is no tomorrow. You need to like listen to the Beatles album. Like it's about today, now. You understand? Well, we better worry about being alive and feel a lot of shame because some fucking prick told us to. I wonder who it is. Like, fucking hell, man. Now, like, you know, if you want to go and watch Tipping Point and fucking feel like you're pushing the boat out because you're answering some question about things that have already happened and all that, like, no, like the 1% show is even worse because, well, we've got this like really advanced thing here that's not even well thought through, like, and this is like, you know, this is an advanced question. So we're not impressed. Like, now if somebody else was here, you could have the rest of this because I'm already quite satisfied, like, despite the fact that I've not ate anything all day. So, anyway, we're going to do a thorough review and have 2 bites of the chicken burger. We've had, like, a slice of pizza. We'll have a few more chips just to be sure that they're good. Like, I mean, it's all good. Like, it's not fucking, like, Gordon Ramsay probably wouldn't be happy with it, but Gordon Ramsay needs to stop eating, like, and then just have like a chippy, and realize that, you know, when you're gonna start like judging stuff, you need to stop like fucking calling people names over nothing. Like, there's a reason James May was better at the fish pie. It's because he wasn't even asked. Like, you're telling him to fuck off, Gordon. We like you, but like, the thing is when the better chef said like something a bit like sort of merciful to you in a bit of a weird way, it is truth. You made yourself cry, so you better take these things on board because I'm sensing some sort of pattern with these like kitchen nightmare situations. Why they all like listen, like, everybody's so happy when Gordon sorts it all out, but you need to let them come up with the menu because you've come up with it all. Like, we better give him the credit. Like, fucking hell, man. Like, what's this all about? You need to say, like, well, that bit there needs changing because of this, and then they've done it. Like, don't be fucking crying about it when it doesn't work because you haven't even taught them anything. Anyway, this is a beautifully cooked like chicken burger. You know, you better be feeding the ego of the frescoes because they've clearly like pushed the boat out cooking this matter. I told that. Mm. Now, if you've watched Master Chief, like, or Master Chef, or whatever the fuck it was called, you'll start to realise that there's sort of like, you don't necessarily need to make things one-dimensional. Like, if nobody gives a shit about this, I'll just eat takeaways and do nothing and still win. I don't think you realise what the power even is. Like, what we need somebody to help us out here because I've been alone for too long. I mean, what is this? Like, we better leave him alone because it's not like he's figured it out, is it? Now, you better tell me if I'm wrong because I actually want to know. but something tells me that it's not going to happen very often. So, because you might have like a fucking B in psychology or like some sort of stupid grade that somebody's gratified you with. But I tell you what, I've got some sort of like incomprehensible grade in paying attention. So if you disagree with me, you better think on your sins because I know I'm right. Wow, look, he's arrogant. Why is he making so much sense? Like, the thing is there's can't anybody who's fucking ever achieved anything. It'll tell you that there's quite a fine line between delusional states and fucking belief. You've got to believe in yourself, people. What do you think this is all about? Like, sometimes you might go a bit crazy and get locked up for doing weird stuff, but so long as you're not out to hurt anybody, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, why did you even lock me up in the first place? What you could have done is said like, you need to chill, man. And I'd have thought like, wow, like this guy's like talking a bit of sense here. Like, we better not go in the middle of the road and start dancing. Because it's not like this place is sending us all mad, is it? Like the tipping point that on every day, like some new questions for us to learn from. Now, tipping point, before you start having a paddy about these like very reasonable fucking things them saying, you better start asking better questions if you want your fucking viewers to not get bored. And if you start putting out hitmen and shit like that, I'm like, you go into the brig, like, and you're not fucking coming out because what do you think you're gonna do here? Like, people that start sending out assassins and stuff like that, like, it's not gonna work, is it? Because you're gonna be in some sort of recoiled time loop getting murdered all over and over again. And it won't be anybody's fault but your own because you're going in the brig, like, if you're doing something like that. You do realise there is some such a thing as universal justice. Wow, like, well, why didn't you figure it out? Like, you better give me the credit because I don't even want it. Now, Johnny Depp, like, what you need to realise is that you said it very well. So, we need you to come to the Aldi because this is. Yeah, I've got a feeling that like you've been living in some sort of palace. Like you need to come to Skid Row here and realise that it's all about the Aldi. Yeah. So if you're watching this and you're feeling some sort of anger about any of this sense that I'm saying, you better think on your sins because nobody's gonna stop us. It's not gonna happen, man. How do you know that something isn't going to happen that's unpredictable? Like, you better be thinking about worrying about, feeling about worrying, because you better think about all this and start asking questions about the questions. That should make perfect sense, like, unless you're some sort of fucking idiot. Because let me tell you something, right? Wisdom is a choice. All of us humans, right? We think like, some fucking priest will tell you like, these animals, they're not going to heaven. Well, I'm not going then because if there's not some friendly dog to greet me called like Molly or something like that, or Mia, then I'm not going. Like we'll stay down here then because if these humans are going up there, then we don't nothing to do with it. But if you start actually acting like you're supposed to and start realizing that you're alive, then we can all have some fun here. Now, your attention spans, like, you've all got attention deficit disorder. Slaughter, blame it on the hotel porter. No one needs to know but the daughter. It's caught between the headlights. She know what to say. Yes, sorta. So, it's gone on for long enough, this, and you wish it was going on longer, but you're going to have to think on your sins here because I've thought on mine and I've figured out that we need to be making the effort. Like, come on, dude. Anyway, like, you better consider who your dad is here because this is a wake-up call for you. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, these chips are really good. Like, no, one more thing before we turn it off. Like, wow, we'll do the crap one first. Like, wow. No, usually you wouldn't want to be doing this directly after eating because there's some sort of correlation between an increased risk of getting cancer. But what cancer research don't really put on the headlines is that fasting heals the body. So if you got cancer, you don't want to be like reveling in the misery and start injecting poison straight away. What you need to do is go out for a run and not eat anything. So you better take these things into account here because this is quite valuable knowledge. And then if the tumour's still sort of taking the piss, then you better inject that poison after you've reduced its size. So anyway, cancer research, like you need to take these things on board here, because this is advanced intelligence here. And anybody that has a problem with it, like, don't act like we're not doing you a favour by saying all this, like, irrevocable intelligence. You know, like, this guy's clearly got, like, fucking 60 IQ here because I don't give a shit about your score. I've got zero IQ. Like, fuck off, man. Now, Jordan, there may be some sort of correlation between like societal success and IQ, but I'm sure that's got nothing to do with the fact that like it's all designed around some sort of jib measurement. So like, it's no good. This though we've got this like intelligence benchmark. Like, what makes you think the person couldn't even concentrate on the rubbish thing that they were looking at? Like some sort of thing in the back of their head saying like reality's a bit more complex than this and there's certain problems that can arise in like third dimensional reality that don't revolve around like the pattern of circles or whatever the fuck it is that's on the piece of paper. So anybody that start like you better listen to Stephen Hawking, like like regardless of like any rumors, like but fucking like he said like people that talk about IQ like, well I've got like 130 IQ so I must be better, like, well you're a loser. So you better go in the bureaucracy because you need to be playing some sort of shit game here because it's not like it's all out for the fucking like working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving is the tipping point. You better light up a joint and walk out your shit job and get to the point. Like, anyway, this cig's really nice, like, even though it's like a bit rubbish. Anyway, couple more talks and we'll have the proper one. And we'll have it at the same time as this one because we're not to be like, you better not be like using this as an example if you're watching this and you're young and impressionable because the point is just because some celebrity wears some clothes, like, why don't you go and be original? We better wear this because he's wearing it. Why? We need you to think for yourselves here, people. Like, what's all this about? And if you lock me up for saying the truth, like, you're not getting out of the brig here, because we've been in the loony bin for 2 years for having self-belief. Now, some sort of doctor, like, you put me on the depot, but these roidheads that come in and, like, pin people down, like, we're not really that, like, impressed with this, because it's an invasion of human rights, this. You better check your legislation. Because this is discrimination against people that have sort of self-belief here, like, like compassion and love and all that sort of thing, like, is what's going to heal mental health. I hate to break it to you, but all this, like, so-called medication that's basically just poison, it's a load of shit, like. So if you're going to, like, shut me up over this, then, like, don't be surprised when I let you do it and then come back from the dead and kill you. Because, we respect the law, but after a certain point, like, you better realise who you're dealing with here. But to be clear, I don't even want to fight, like, so people coming up to me and like, who's this guy? Like, we better give him some trouble. Why? Do you know what fun is? All you fucking people like that think you're the big bully, you're not gonna win because you don't know what self-respect is, and you do realize the concept of heaven and hell is relative to karma. So if you haven't got any good intentions, I'm sorry, but you're going to the brick. Like, don't act like we're not doing you a favour here. Anyway, this is pretty good, but it's a bit rubbish. Like, these are the proper ones, but they're worth 15 quid for some reason. I mean, it's not like they're worth a fucking €6 in France, which is basically a fiver, which is actually cheaper than the shit ones because they were 8 quid. Now, like, you really want to push the boat out. Like, you want to smoke like two at once. So, anybody who gets in the way, like, we're not even asked. Like, you need to just fuck off, man. Like, some people look at somebody that's having fun and they feel the need to ruin it. Like, what's up with you? Anyway, look, like, we're very pretty, so. Mm, mm, ooh, look at this. Like, you don't need to just do this. As if that's not better. Fuck off, man. So if you're a girl and you're like sort of like not showing yourself any respect, you better be wondering where these assholes are coming from that are gonna sort of like cheat on you at some point. Like, where have they come from? Which one's the real one here? This one here, like, we better have that on its own because we're doing a review here. Marlboro, don't like. We're doing you a favour because we like smoking your cigs. Like, now that's really like where it's at there. Anyway, that's the end of this review. Like, so in summary, like, you need to all realise that you're free. Like, what's this judgment nonsense? Like, you realise that you need to take charge of your own life, but if you need to learn something, you need to listen to me. So, but don't be coming to me like asking me a lot of questions all the time. You better just fucking like have some fun, like have a dance about, like what's up with you?